What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. As always, I'd like to remind you guys that if you like to donate to this channel, you want to show love to Too Raw for TV, I put a link in the description box, and you can do so in that link. And I'd like to thank Louise and Basil, hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, for your channel contributions, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys. Seeing how much I appreciate you guys, man, as far as, uh, you know, contributing to my channel as far as comments, video ideas, showing love in the comment sections and whatnot, man. And try to do the best I can for you guys. Now, I missed this. This happened in game three. I do recall the incident, but I didn't think much of it. I probably wasn't even paying that much attention to what happened. I do remember Kyle Lowry going into the stands. I thought he just got tangled up with a fan. I don't even remember hearing much. You know how like you might get distracted a little bit. I don't know. I might even got to take a piss or something, man. I'm being honest. Like I don't really remember this too much clearly. Um, but apparently, well, not apparently, we know for certain, Kyle Lowry was shoved by a man. Um, this man turned out to be none other than Mark Stevens, who is a minority owner of the Golden State Warriors. And the NBA, not only that, Stevens, according to Lowry, uttered some nasty foul language at him. Now, according to the NBA, they decided to slap him on the wrist because he had never shown any prior history of being a douchebag, an asshole. And so, therefore, they decided to, what was it, ban him from, is it the stadium, from courtside for a year? And I think something like about a $500,000 fine or so. Which, according to a guy like that, man, a man who's worth multiple billions of dollars, it's like basically you and I being fined $10 to $15. It's nothing. It's nothing. And there's something deeper, to me at least. There's something deeper involved here. And it's not just the heat of the moment, the passion of the moment, and all this stuff. Um, I got to be careful how I say this too, guys, because effective June 5th, YouTube is really cracking down on its policies regarding certain language when you talk about certain topics. So I have to be more clever in how I want to say certain things. All right. We all know that there are certain people in our society who feel that they have a birthright to say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do, physically do whatever they want to do against a certain group of people based on things that are taught to them from day one. Okay? So there's that. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that, right? Number two, there's always the hierarchy when it comes to certain people in this country. When you're born, so I'm not trying to say that Mark Stevens was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I don't know that. He might be a rags to riches type story. But I'm pretty sure that he was a guy who already was wealthy, but made himself wealthier through our capitalist system. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do notice that people like him, we see it throughout watching the NBA. They feel like they have the right to put their hands and do what they want to do to people. You know what I'm saying? And this has to stop. even with the little boy who put his hand on Russell Westbrook. Remember earlier this season, the little boy pushed Russell Westbrook. You see what I'm saying? This is something deeper than just, like I said, a heat of the moment thing, or going through the heart of the battle, and you know, that's like 25% of it. 75% of it is something else that's more disturbing in our society, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's embedded in some people's minds that they can do and say whatever they want to do. Entitlement. There are even say supremacy. That's as close I'm going to get to that one. Okay. So yeah, I do agree that the NBA should be much more strict on Mark Stevens for what he did. Because had this been a regular fan, me, you, anybody else, we would have a lifetime ban instantly. Instantly. And Shannon Sharp made an excellent point on Undisputed Today. How can the NBA justify banning Meta World Peace, aka Ron Artest at the time? How can they justify that for the whole season, costing him millions of dollars? Steven Jackson, the same thing, millions of dollars. But this guy, who's worth probably 10 to 20 times more than those individuals, right? At the least, $500,000. And then your language, the commissioner, Adam Silver, the language that he used was so different from what you usually use from other people who are offenders of certain things. In the other times, it's a language that smears of lecturing and condemnation. With this one, it's passion, it's compassion and rationalization, and well, he's never shown this before, and well, Ron Test never has shown it before, but everyone made him the worst man in the world for a year until Mike Vick. So that's how I see the situation, man. I think Kyle Lowry handled himself like a professional. I think also that Mark Stevens was, I think he was wise in choosing to do that against Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry's demeanor is not alpha male like. You know what I'm saying? They know who to do this and try this stuff on. Certain people, they know who to try this stuff on. If this has been, Draymond Green, well, that's going to work because he plays on this team. But I'm trying to think of someone else. If this had been somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Even if this had been, Jared Dudley, I don't think he would have done that. If this had been uh, Russell Westbrook, I don't think he would have done that. Not to say that Russell would have hit him back, but Russell would have been a lot more demonstrative and would have scared Mr. Stevens to the point where he would have had a noticeable brown stain in the posterior of his highly pressed slacks. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's pretty much it, man. I think the NBA should be a little bit more harsh on their sentence, well, not the sentence, but their punishment on this guy. And you know, I it just goes to show you where the Warriors are right now. You know, like, is it that they have a sense of, the owners have a sense of entitlement? They feel like that they should just be winning all the time, and whenever they face any type of adversity, they strike out or do things impulsively like this. I don't know. I also remember seeing a statistic recently that said that, like, over half of all business leaders and and top executives are psychopaths or sociopaths. You know, when we think about it, he kind of fits the bill with his behavior, right? I mean, without any type of provocation, you shove a guy and call him names. What would he have done to Mr. Lowry if Lowry had actually instigated this situation? Especially if there was no eyes and television cameras around. This guy did this with television cameras around. Doesn't care, you know. That's pretty much all I got to say about that one, man. The NBA really needs to give this dude a much stricter punishment, you know. And they can reverse these things, okay? Because remember, it had flew under the radar for a while, Doc Rivers' comments regarding Kawhi Leonard until the social media kept picking up on it. And then eventually they fined Doc Rivers via the Clippers for that. So they can up this fine, all right? Fine this motherfucker to the point where it hurts his pockets. How about 5 million, 10 million, okay? Something more within his lines of his financial structure, okay? Because $500,000 is not going to hurt him. It'll hurt Lowry a lot. Not going to hurt Stevens. Tell me what you guys think.